Hi everybody, Tasha here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Hope everyone is well and their week is off to a great start, or whenever this will post, that you're having a great week. So welcome back to my channel, and to all of you new, hello and welcome. I have a topic to talk about today, and I thought that this little scene here that I set up for a photo shoot was just the sweetest thing and kind of goes with what we're going to talk about today. So, for those of you new and those of you just wanting to know, I'm going to introduce the babies that are actually nothing is they're the only babies that are set up, put it that way. There's a few other babies on the bed, and I'll bring the camera around just so you could see them to see something else, but they're not posed or anything. So we have here AZ, and AZ is the Azrael sculpt by Georgia Pagote. His full name is Azariah, and his nickname is AZ. And then we have little tiny and Cakey. She's a preemie baby. She is the Maya sculpt by Priscilla Lopez. And then, of course, we have Asir. Asir is the Sally sculpt by Bonnie Brown. All three of these babies are Kimberly's Cocoon babies. So then we have Mr. Monty up there, Mr. Liam. As I said, nobody else is posed. Liam is, Monty is the Liam by Bonnie Brown. His artist is Maisie N. Wen Lily, I think. I did not buy him directly from the artist. I think that's correct. And over here we have Gideon. Gideon is the mix sculpt by Adri Stote, and he's a preemie baby. He was done by Yvonne Nather of HBN Art Dolls. And I still have Stellan here from my live stream that I did, and I also did a pre-recorded video, another one. So this is Stellan. He's the Levi by Bonnie Brown. He is like the crown jewel of my Reborn collection, as far as I'm going to be talking about that during this video, but I definitely knew that I wanted this, the Levi sculpt, that I wanted a forever Levi in my collection. And as many of us in the beginning, I did a lot of buying and selling and getting to know my taste, and every time I thought I really knew it, certain things kind of changed. And I'm slowing down the pace a bit. I have, other stuff going on in life too. And, now I'm really trying to, bring some babies in that will stay in my collection for myself and for my viewers here too. I know that y'all enjoy when a baby is, here and you don't, not leaving, right? So anyway, Stellan is definitely, he's here. So, okay. So quick before I get started on talking about, customs or not customs, as far as purchasing Reborns, I do have an announcement. Speaking of babies leaving the nursery. Okay. So Mr. Liam here, Mr. Monty, is going to be looking for a new mommy. I know one lady fell in love with him, but she wound up, I think, having a custom started. So, because she wanted to know if I let him go, So anyway, he's going to be looking for a mommy. I guess I should say I'm putting the feelers out before I, do anything. So if anyone does have an interest, I'll put my email below in the description. You can email me. I'm at PixieMom, PIXIMOM, the number 4 at gmail.com. I'll put that in the description, and I will try my best to look at my emails, because I do not I do not use an email regularly, but if I know will have emails coming in, I will look. So I'll try to pay attention. The only email that actually I have, not even my business, I think I got like 2 business emails. I don't even look at those because I have different contact ways for that. Anyway, so just one email that's set up for my kids' teachers, and that I, of course, am on top of and look at every day. And for me, that's enough because I'm not a email person. Okay, so anyway, that's that. And now I thought this little scene was cute, to talk about customs or not customs. So I have never ordered a custom baby, and I wanted to share my thoughts on that and why. And of course, everything is just my opinion, the way that I collect. But it's something I thought relevant to share with you all why I don't order custom babies. It's not just because of, there is the reasons like, it just can get messy. They can take a while. You ultimately don't know how the baby's gonna, turn out, etc., etc. There are, of course, upsides to doing customs as well, especially if you, want something very specific. However, I think that at that point, it is very, very, very important to select an artist that has a good hand at doing customs and creating what, that is able, your vision can come out of their hands, because that's not such an easy thing to do. So yeah, you could pick eye color and hair color and skin tone, and yes, if that's just what you're looking to do, and then you just let the artist be creative, and you want, from a certain artist. So, to me, that's good, but it's difficult. I think it's very, very difficult. I think a lot of problems come in and customers get disappointed because they're expecting a certain thing to come out of, someone else's hands. And so for me, I prefer to select finished babies. I can see the baby, whether I love that baby or not, because, one baby an artist does can be completely different from the next, and some of them just have this special extra magic. For me, the way Stellan is painted, there's something just very special about this Levi. In my opinion, as a collector, and to my taste, to what I love. I really enjoy artists like Kimberly at Kimberly's Cocoon, that and she has on her channel and in her playlist, she has the business of Kimberly's Cocoon, how to adopt a baby from her. And she gets into, of course, detail of her business policies and all that. So I can't speak of her whole business I don't want to speak on her whole, business policies, I should say. But I can say that as far as, I of course know she does not do customs, and to adopt a baby from her, she has a kit list up on her website. Her kit list is kits that she has and that she plans to at some point bring to life. And she creates completely freely when it's time for that kit to come to life, when she is, is led to, is whatever. It's just, that's how she does it. I think that that's wonderful, because it's just letting the flow of nature happen. And when you get on a kit list, It's if you're first on the list, you get first right of refusal of that baby when it's done. So therefore, it doesn't cost anything to be on the list. If when the baby of that sculpt that is finished and it's not what you envisioned, it that doesn't bring you that magic, you can pass, then she just goes down the list of mommies. And I love that. I love to know, especially if I'm first on the list, then at least okay, because if you're not, then of course there's a chance that the first mommy will adopt or whoever's before you will adopt. So, but I've adopted babies from her that, like AZ, I third or fourth or fifth on the list or something like that. It was, I was nowhere near first. So, don't let that discourage you. But that's one way that I really enjoy adopting babies from, because then you're getting that artist's vision. Because I've spent a lot of time now studying the art. I plan to start painting. I have, some artist friends that I talk to, and I understand quite a bit about how the process works. And even the different vinyls on the kits are different, and paint takes differently to different vinyls. So, like, I could totally see an artist going along and deciding, for instance, for instance, take an AA baby and say, I'm not going to go as dark as I thought I wanted to, because, it's the way the paint is taking on the vinyl. It's just not as translucent, whatever the case may be. So if you were ordering a custom and you said, no, I want a really dark AA baby, and it just, that artist could give you that. But if that artist doesn't, think that's the right thing to do, you got to trust in that artist. So, I feel like an artist's best work comes when they're not inhibited, when they're not micromanaged, when they're free to just create, because the process is long and so many steps and so many layers, and they're the artist. They're the ones with the paintbrush in their hand, and they're the ones that can, create for that kit, that baby, along with how it's going, what their vision is of it, etc. So, this is my opinion. It's not, it's just my opinion. I'm just sharing with you all, my opinion. So, if I were like, for instance, I didn't explain why Mr. Liam is leaving. Now, there is a reason. Okay? A Liam will be coming, and then we're gonna full on have fun with a toddler in my nursery. This Liam, as gorgeous as he is, and oh my gosh, he's rooted so amazing, and he is absolutely gorgeous. He's like a little Precious Moments boy. He has his certain look. He's painted beautifully. He's extremely detailed, modeled, veining, blushing, translucent, a skin and all that. He's very, very fair. He's a blonde-haired, fair, baby. Like I said, the Precious Moments babies. It's not my taste. Y'all know, you see the babies that I love. I love him on a whole, and he's adorable, and he came up, and he's just so cute that I said, let me give it a try. And I was just dying to have a toddler back in my collection, a Liam, because I had Aubrey last year, and I can't say I regret letting her go, because her new mommy loves her so much. And ultimately, for my collection, I wanted a boy toddler, a boy Liam. I know, the Liam sculpt is what I want. So I found an artist that I absolutely love her work. Just, every baby she bangs out, toddler I just love her work that much that I was able to, make an appointment, get a spot, whatever you want to call it, for a Liam. Should be before Christmas time. But I don't have specifications except just a boy. I want this artist. I trust their work. I want to have their work in my collection. And what I did, and, I was able to speak with her. She sees my style. She sees, what I like. She has asked me some questions, on certain things to just know my style and what I like so that she could create a vision for my dream boy in her own head, not me saying I want you to do this, I want you to do that, because I can't. I want, and if she goes in a different direction, it's fine. Like, again, that's to me golden, when you find an artist that you just know in your heart the right baby's gonna come out for you. And the journey is really fun, and uh it makes it special to me. It makes it absolutely magical to me. These dolls are much more to me than just how can I get the most realistic, one. It's so much more. It goes so much deeper for me, than that. And the babies that have been with me for a long time, that you see stay here in my collection. And I've made some mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes, actually, with, getting babies from artists that I adore their work, but I was just kind of snatching up every baby because they were so adorable, but I couldn't, the sculpts weren't right for me. Been there, done that, learned from that, trying to, stop doing that so that, the right babies, will come. And I can't have, $100 in my collection, or $50, or even $25, that would be like a finished collection years from now for me, not just where I'm just starting out and want to continue to collect and add. And there'll be plenty more new sculpts coming out, and new amazing artists popping up, and all of that stuff. So that's where I'm at. That's how I adopt babies. Either it's a finished baby, or I'm on basically a kit list with an artist for, first right or refusal, or a little further than that, like in my new Liam's case, it's, obviously that baby is going to be mine, and I have faith in the artist that I'm going to love the baby. And I have no doubts, because again, I'm just backing up so I could grab my coffee. One moment. Because, like, as I said, a lot of it's about the journey. Like, Mr. Stellan here, I'm very lucky that his painting is just spot on, and that, I was his third mommy, so I was able to, make the decision to send him out. He was, I guess, a couple years old at that point, and get him rerouted, and chose exactly my vision for a Levi and what I thought would complement his painting incredibly, and it does. But there's history behind Stellan. He's been around in the community, and he's had quite the journey. And his the artist of him, I can just feel the energy of the love that she puts into her work. And it's that makes a difference to me. I used to talk about this a lot in the beginning, and, just that magic, those certain babies that it is just absolute magic. It's beyond just, oh my gosh, I love this baby. It's gorgeous. Look at the painting. Look at the realism. The sculpt's so sweet. It goes deeper than that. And you can recognize it. You can see, or I can see, I should say, when I am watching another collector's channel, when they have that magic with a baby, I recognize that. And I'm like, oh, I get all, I love seeing that. I love seeing, other mommies happy and having that true, like that baby was just meant to be in their arms. Because that baby brings that magic for them, and maybe it wouldn't for a different collector, but it does for that collector. So I don't question how the dolls make their way around, as people buy and sell, and I think they all kind of land up where they're supposed to be, and sometimes a baby will make a collector happy for a certain period of time, possibly get them through something they're going through, and then they move on to sell that baby and go to a different baby, and they still had that journey and that experience with that baby while it was on its way to its next mommy. So that's that's special too. It's all special, but it's certainly it's something that I'm aiming for. I remember in the beginning, like, when I first opened my channel, the Twinkies were the first, babies that really brought that, special something to me that it was just incredible. And it was something then that I just expected each baby that I brought in was just going to be here forever. I couldn't imagine ever letting them go. But as a brand new collector, you don't realize. And there are some collectors that have been that way from the beginning and never changed. And just once a baby is with them, they're with them. That's it. And that's awesome too. It just depends on the type of collector you are. There's, as I always say, there's no right or wrong way to collect dolls. It's a hobby. And it should be to each our own. It's our money. It's our time. Certainly, of course, these dolls are not alive. So, everybody does it differently, as I say. But that's a little bit more on how I do it as far as customs. So let me know. How do you all prefer to adopt? I know some of you all just will only do customs. Some of you will only do customs. Some of you will never do customs. Some of you have experiences to share about customs and all that. So I want to hear all about that in the comments, and what your experience has been. If you do only adopt custom babies, how has your experiences been? And it in the end, when that baby is finished from your artist, do you automatically have that love and have that connection because you did put some input in it, and you feel like you are getting what you want? Because that's, of course, another way to look at it. I just look at it from the artistic value, and long before I started the doll collecting, I'm into art in many different ways, and as many of you have seen, I have tattoos. I have, of course, there's a lot that you haven't seen on me, but and to me, that is, it's an expressive, form of art. And I am the same exact way with my tattoo artists. Where when I was like 17, of course, I just went and picked a little rose off the wall and, whatever. But once I got, heavily into the art, I go to my artists and I say, this is my idea, this is where on my body, or sometimes I even don't say that. I just say, this is my general idea. And where, here's a few places I would want. Can you lay it out the best, how everything's going to fall, blah, 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 blah. And I let them take over and do, go create as they go. I have some things that were drawn freehand right on me, not drawn, tattooed, freehand right on me. I've went to some incredibly, good artists, but what I'm saying is I feel like the best art comes from when the artist is totally pumped because they got like the creative freedom. They're like, okay, you want this, but I'm gonna, they just kind of go to town, and I don't question, what color are you doing and where you're putting that line. I don't do that. And my best art on my own body has come from that. So it's something that I learned a long time ago in another kind of art, and I guess you could call it a hobby for some people, getting tattooed. But yeah, so I carried that along here and realized that it's, there's nothing simple about creating these reborn and silicone dolls. So much goes into it. And when I started watching like artists doing kit reviews and talking about the vinyl and the differences and, just like stuff like that, like paint taking on things, just all different things. Or hey, if you do something, you turn it into a birthmark, certain different things, and all kinds of stuff. Where if the doll was a custom, where you're like kind of micromanaging every little thing, of course that artist may be able to get that doll finished for you with your specifications, but it may not be their best work, because their best work might have come if they, went in the way of how things were going, if that makes sense. Anywho, that is what I have for you all today. I hope you enjoyed seeing some Asphoria's missing the crew and my little pixie girl. I just happened to have these three up here on the bed for photographing, and everyone else was just where they were on the bed at the time. And I'm glad Liam was up here, because yeah, you can email me, because I'm not like in some sort of mad rush. Mine won't be coming until before the holidays. I mean, certainly if he found, a mommy now, I'm not gonna make them wait, but I don't like to be in a rush when I sell. But that's why I haven't been really doing much, or I haven't been at all doing anything with him, because I don't want everyone here to get more attached to him, and for myself, because I know ultimately he will not be the final Liam for my collection. So, and I am so stoked about the journey that I'm taking with this artist. And of course, when my Liam kind of gets going, I will share with you all, more details about it, and we'll take some of that journey together. It'll be exciting, and we'll nest and we'll get ready for, the baby's personality and all that. And it's going to be a really fun experience. I'm like so excited, looking forward to it. And it's just, I got a lot going on right now, and well, I'm facing the surgery. I might have to get my new Liam lots of PJs. He might be hanging out, have to have my husband put him in bed with me if he's going to hang out while I'm recovering. We'll see what point I am at, well, when he comes, but whenever it is, it is. And hey, when you have, kids, you they work into your life. Not that these are kids, but you know what I mean. Just for having for fun and all of that. So, it truly, again, it just, it just brings me joy, something to look forward to for myself. And during a time, not that nobody's like dying, but the deal when you got a lot of personal stuff going on, and when you're in pain, and just, it is what it is. But all right, everyone, thank you for sticking with me through the whole video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up on your way out. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more of my collection, please feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video, and so that you receive invites to my live streams. I am going to be getting back to a regular schedule of live streaming, and as you all have seen and as I announced, I will no longer be leaving my live streams up. So you really want to have that notification bell hit. And my apologies to anyone that can't make it because of the time and stuff like that. I am going to try to cover each kind of topic that I do. In fact, the one I did last night, I have a pre-recorded video that I had done that I will put up on the topic. All right, everyone. Till next time. God bless.